Hey everyone, welcome to the Season 11 SC2AI tournament, the last one of its type before we switch back to 4.10 and become SC2AI Arena, which is going to be a lot of fun. So if you don't know about that, we'll put up some more info in a little bit. So we've reached the end, the last S2A tournament. Tonight we have Group A. Group A features Strelok, Sharpened Edge, and Sharkbot. Sharkbot was the surprise package of the last tournament, placing first in its group. See if it can do it again here. Sharpened Edge, always a strong contender, and Strelok's been coming along quite a lot recently. How are you looking at this group, Ketrock?
Sorry, it's looking set up here.
That's right.
So we're looking at what's the group today?
Sharkbots, Strelok, and Sharpened Edge.
Well, Sharpened Edge and Straylock are two very strong bots, and then Sharkbot I actually don't know too much about. Is that Protoss?
Yeah, it's Protoss. It managed to finish first in its group last time, so I think it probably overachieved a bit last time, but let's see if it can do the same again. It's become a bit of a tournament specialist in this, so see what we can do.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I think I like Sharpened Edge for the group, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's going to be very close between Sharpened Edge and Strelok, I think. So
Yeah.
anyway, let's get on with it, I guess. So first up, I think we have Sharkbot up against Sharpened Edge. Game one is on Lightshade. I'm just going to load that up now.
Okay, which series?
This is Sharpened Edge versus Sharkbot versus Sharpened Edge. Wait 1 second. I think I might have made the rules up somewhere.
Okay, I got it.
So in the replay folder I sent you, I've actually sent you. There's a folder called Strelok versus Sharkbot that has Sharkbot versus Sharpened Edge in, which might be slightly confusing and wasn't quite what I intended, which allowed me to just open up the wrong replay, which is a great start to the tournament, guys. But
Let me double check what we got here. Sharkbot versus Sharpened Edge, number 1, right?
yes.
Okay.
So it's actually in the folder named Strelok versus Sharkbot. It should be on Juggernatha or Juggernaut. How do you pronounce that?
Oh, I don't know. Something similar to Juggernaut, because I think it comes from the same base word, but
Juggernatha.
No one knows.
Yeah.
Everyone says it differently.
It's the one beginning with J. Apparently, people on Twitch are having problems accessing chat, which is weird. Don't know why that is, but if anyone has any ideas.
Yeah, I was trying to host your stream and I couldn't do that either. Everything I typed in chat doesn't show up.
That's weird. I have no idea why that is.
Twitch support, we are working to resolve the issues causing the site not to load correctly. That doesn't look relevant. It does load, right?
So I've just seen Tia post a message in chat, so that's good.
Okay. Sure maybe just try refreshing the page if it's not loading correctly.
There's not much we can do about it, unfortunately. That's all at Twitch's end. So, yeah. Anyway, so game one with Sharkbot versus Sharpened Edge coming up. I just have that loaded. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, reloading the site just worked for me. Yep, I'm all set to go.
Okay, I'll switch over to capture. Remember to do that this time. Going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so up at the top right, we have Sharkbot wishing GLHF much love to the opponent. a very nice, well-mannered bot. And in the bottom, Sharpened Edge, which does nothing of the sort.
So luck advantage already going to Sharpened Edge.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's what's important. But yeah, Sharkbot was known for some early aggression and some very early proxies in the last tournament. I think he's probably changed his tactics, but let's have a look and see what he does.
Well, it's really effective in PvP to get on the aggression because Protoss doesn't have much of a defensive advantage.
Yeah.
Which is why they buffed the shield battery, but the question is, will any of our bot authors actually be using the new shield battery overcharge?
Yeah.
As it's not available on AI Arena.
So yeah,
I'm hoping someone does.
Yeah, the shield battery overcharge is available for this tournament, but again, a lot of authors have chosen not to use it for the specific reason that if they did use it in this tournament, it'd be wasted when we switch back to 4.10. So the reason, if you didn't know, for switching back to 4.10 is mainly because we have a Linux client that is a lot easier to run games on, and also we're not carrying on with the Windows ladder. So yeah, it seems to be the safer option. But if any Blizzard employees are out there wanting to get us a 5.04 client on Linux, then it would be very much appreciated, but I don't think it will happen.
Or Google DeepMind employees, because let's admit it, the only reason that Linux client was created and kept up to date was because of AlphaStar.
Yeah.
So they say, oh, we're working on AlphaStar again, and then get Blizzard to work on it. We do have a proxy showing up a little ways from the base. It's actually a pretty far rush distance, but if he's proxying, say, a Stargate there, that's a really nice spot to send an Oracle in from.
It's not such a good location for ground forces. So the Sharpened Edge Scout is finally leaving the base, but yeah, there's a gateway coming. Oh no, it's a Stargate. It is a Stargate coming in. So that's going to be pretty difficult to deal with, possibly.
So I'm going to guess that Sharkbot is going for the standard Protoss strategy of making a really fast proxy Oracle and killing nothing with it. Actually, a shield battery going up as well. I guess he's made a little retreat location.
Yeah, although he can't use the overcharge with that.
Yeah, it's not exactly like up against the main base. Like, the shield batteries won't really be able to help him in the fight. They can only really help him like recover between fights. Which isn't that useful, because when Protoss units are outside of combat, they regenerate shields super quickly anyways.
Yeah. So we have some adepts coming in. A bit of pressure there, but he doesn't seem to be targeting the probes. He's targeting the pylons.
Yeah, but once the shade finishes, there we go. He's going to be able to one-shot these probes.
If he targets them right, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they're independently controlled. For adepts, it'd be nice to have them controlled together.
So there is Void Ray coming in here at Sharpened Edge base. Sharkbot's asking if he's ready for the laser show.
The stalker at home for Sharkbot is not doing anything to defend himself.
No.
Reminding me a lot of my own bot's defense when something gets to my main base.
But there was interesting targeting of that cyber core there. He didn't quite manage to get it out, but he's losing a hell of a lot of workers now.
Yeah, almost nothing left. Lost more than half of his worker count.
Poor Sharkbot. No, it doesn't look like this Void Ray pressure is going to get much done at all. Couldn't even finish off the cyber core.
Yeah. If these two shield batteries, like if this proxy was set up at, say, the third base, just outside the main, then the shield batteries could get in on the fight. And then maybe there'd be a chance to overrun the stalkers with the Void Rays. But at the moment, it doesn't appear that'll be the case. And with no economy behind, I think this game is almost ready to be over.
Literally
one probe remaining,
workers.
mining gas.
So the Oracle shows up from Sharpened Edge, which has nothing it can target. It sucks to be an Oracle now. It's like, I'm here to kill workers. Oh, there aren't any.
You can tank some damage from the stalker.
Yeah. So the proxy's going down as well. Yeah. No, I
Yeah, this is over.
Yeah, I
Well done
will
in game one from
fast forward
Sharpened Edge
this.
there.
That's good. But yeah, it was a really good build from Sharkbot. Like, I like the idea certainly, but it just didn't quite work on defense, unfortunately.
Yeah, maybe on a different map where the fourth
Yeah.
base is like directly up against the main, and then you can kind of get those shield batteries in on the fight. I could see that overwhelming a stalker count.
Yeah, definitely. I think we see a killing blow now coming across from Sharpened Edge. Yep, there we go. We do play the game all the way to the end just to make sure none of the bots crash, because we did disastrous, but there we go. GG, well played, Sharpened Edge.
Maybe fast forward, I guess.
Yes, yeah, sorry, we fast forwarded
Okay.
that. Sorry, yeah.
No problem.
It got down to 0 workers, and it was like, yeah, we know what's going to happen. So at least we tried to. I say we do play it all the way to the end, because if a bot crashes before it finishes off the opponent, it's still technically a win for the opponent.
There you go.
So you should always stay in there. Anyway, let's get game 2 up, which should be on Romanticide. Just loading up the game. Be a second. Wait, did Starcraft 2 just crash on me? Yeah, I think Starcraft 2 just crashed on me.
Nice.
Good timing. Like, it's been ages since it's properly actually just completely crashed out. Like, but yeah.
Wait a minute. Hosting the wrong channel.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Cool. Right, just loading into the replay. Yeah, so I wonder if Sharkbot has any other nice builds for us. I know he has a couple, so we'll have to see if he comes out with something a bit better.
Yeah, I would guess so. I mean,
yeah.
A lot of bots have multiple strategies, and a lot of bots choose to switch strategies once they lose a game. So I'm a little bit worried about his inability to deal with the adepts on his side of the map, though. That could be trouble.
Yeah, it's not good. Give me a shout when you're ready to go.
Yeah, ready when you are.
Cool. Going in 3, 2, 1, go. I should game capture up. Yep, there we go. And again, Sharkbot wishing much love to the person who just murdered all of his workers. But yes, top left, Sharkbot looking to come down back from a 1-0 deficit. And bottom right, Sharpened Edge. Will he use the same tactics, or will he switch? I think, yeah, Sharkbot will definitely try something different. Sharpened Edge, that pressing might just be too much, though. But,
Yeah, so far mimicking each other's in build. Both these bots really like the one base opener. Take the 2 gas before you expand.
yeah,
So I expect we'll see some early tech, some early units.
it does give you a lot of early pressure. And I found because of a lot of the bots often like to do early pressure, sort of like all-ins. It does encourage other bots to do exactly the same, because if they don't, they're likely to get murdered by it, which can be a problem. It's
True.
It's often easier to program offense than it is defense.
Oh yeah, when you're on the offense, you don't have to worry about reacting to anything because you're the one creating the problem, not solving the problem.
Yeah.
Almost identical builds thus far, both opening double gate, both attempting to take 2 gas. Yep.
Yeah. It does look like Sharkbot is not going to try a proxy this time, though.
Well, there's a probe heading across the map. And
Oh, yeah.
it's timed a little late for a proxy. Actually, quite a bit late, if that's the plan. Because the cyber core is just about to finish. He hasn't started a pylon.
There we go. Yeah, not the greatest timing, but also you've got the fact that this single probe scouting from Sharpened Edge just pulled out 2 probes from Sharkbot, so that's a win right there.
Yeah, it could be a 4 gates. By the time that pylon finishes, he could build another gateway, and that would line up pretty well with Warp Gate.
Yeah.
Scarlet has actually brought 4 gates into popularity among the bot authors, with her 4 gate bot reaching number 2 on the ladder.
Oh god, yeah, that was quite nasty.
Yeah.
The amount of stalkers she got out and her timings were almost perfect.
Yeah, actually beyond perfect, because she found a way to mine quicker than just letting your probes do it on their own. If you manually mine, you can get rid of the deceleration, make you bring in about 10% more resources.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool. So this
Yep.
Strelok's going to survive.
There's the 4th gate, and it is proxied for the fast warp ins. So we are going to see a 4 gate out of Sharkbot, and this is looking pretty good because the depths are not good against stalkers. So I don't think he's going to be able to defend with those.
But there's only 1 stalker at home from Sharkbot.
Yeah, he does have an immortal on the way, so that is the answer.
Yeah.
Hopefully gain some chronos into that robotics facility once he scouts the 3rd gateway. But we'll see. So, Stalker reacting better this time from Sharkbot.
I mean, the fact that it's reacting at all means that it's reacting better than the first win.
Yeah, the adepts are even shooting the Stalker rather than the probes.
Yeah, that's a mistake. But some Stalker pressure over here as well. I'm quite impressed by Sharpened Edge's ability to find the proxy every time on this.
Yeah, he did find this proxy pylon and the proxy gateway, so he knows there's 4 gates. I'm not sure how much he makes of that. However, the probes line got decimated on the other side of the map, despite having the Stalker there, losing 9 workers.
That was pretty bad. I don't think he's going to get too much done with the Stalker pressure with that immortal there. There's the problem.
Yeah, just a complete lack of units out of Sharkbot from having his economy devastated. Build 4 gateways, and can only warp in from 2 at a time. Not a good spot to be in. Having to rebuild probes.
Yeah. So I would say that Sharpened Edge is still on 1 base though. So, but that's not going to matter too much when you've got an army like that. If you could possibly get a 2nd base up, that might serve him well, but against that army...
He's still ahead on tech. As long as you're ahead in some manner, you should be okay. So he'll have the stronger army. He's got 2 immortals, probably a 3rd coming soon after this War Prism. And, his 1 base is an actual fully mining 1 base, unlike Sharkbot's, which is just now getting up to close to full saturation.
Yeah, so this is going to be taken out here. And unfortunately, it looks like Sharkbot's probably going to go down in this series. Still not out though. Still very much still in the game.
A little bit of War Prism micro there out of Sharpened Edge.
That was impressive.
I noticed he was picking up immortals that had their barrier active, which doesn't seem correct. Gotta get used to it. You actually want your immortals to take hits when it's got the barrier up, but
it's not something I think that's really programmed in there to figure out which immortals have barrier and which ones don't, though. So
yeah. Prism Myco is really difficult too, just because you can't see projectiles coming in, so it's hard to know when to pick up. I guess you just pick up after your unit fired.
Yeah. So anyway, with 0 army supply at this point, I think it's about time we called this one done. GG Sharpened Edge taking a 2-0 victory.
Yeah, congratulations to the double adept who won 2 games in a row.
Yep. Cool. GG, well played Sharpened Edge. Okay. But some nice builds there from Sharkbot as well, so it wasn't a complete loss. You know, I think he's going to give Strelok a good game, which is our next match coming up. But yeah, so but all the bots in this tournament are quite decent bots anyway. So it's you know, they had to qualify by being the top 12 on the SC2AI ladder, which was quite popular this time. So you know, there's no disgrace in losing to one of the top bots there.
Yeah, Sharpened Edge has more or less been retired as Infi has moved on to working on the Harvester and his Zerg version of the Harvester. But retiring right near the top. Sharpened Edge was like one of the top 3 bots when you stop working on it. So it's going to be like Kagamini. Like, how long will it take before this bot just completely drops off the ladder? How long can it maintain a high level without being updated?
I think even Kagamini is still hanging around near the top, isn't it? So, or her,
Yeah,
she.
I mean, probably like top 20, I would say.
It's a she. I apologize.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I haven't seen H-Jax around in a while. It'd be good to have him back. H-Jax, if you're watching. Anyway, next up we have Strelok versus Sharkbot, which helpfully for you is in the directory that I labeled Sharkbot versus Sharpened Edge, so I apologize for that.
Got it.
So game 1 is on Lightshade. Give me a shout when you're ready to go on that one.
Yep, I'm slowing it up now.
Cool. But yeah, this should be a good match actually. I think Sharkbot and Strelok were in the same group last year, were they? Or oh no, I think they faced each other in the quarterfinals and Strelok won, but it was a very close match if I recall. So yeah, it should be a bit of a grudge match here.
Mm-hmm. I'm ready to go when you are.
Cool. Put the going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so down in the bottom right, coming back from a first game defeat by Sharpened Edge, it is Sharkbot, again wishing much love to the opponent, and Strelok with the GLHF emoji in the top left-hand corner. But yes, Strelok has been really impressive recently. I've been noticing, especially on pro.
We're doing Sharkbot versus Straylock.
Yes.
Okay, hang on. I was
Have you
doing
got the wrong
Sharpened
one?
Edge versus Straylock.
Oh, sorry. I will rewind it to the start, so we are.
You can keep going. I can catch up. I got the stream on the side.
I'll save it. That's fine.
Okay. It keeps kicking me off Battle.net too every time I exit the replay.
It didn't used to. It didn't in the last tournament run. It was actually good, so I didn't have to log in every time. But now I do.
All right, so Sharkbot versus Straylock.
Yes.
On Lightshade.
Yes.
All right.
We're ready to go.
Almost there. Loading, loading, loading.
Cool.
All right, you can go ahead.
Going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So again, we go back in time and have Sharkbot. Wish much love to the opponent again. Such a nice bot. I almost wanted to get through, but can't play favorites, right?
Yeah, this will be an interesting match. I feel Straylock is typically pretty gimmicky versus Protoss, a lot of proxy shenanigans. And I think that'll fit in well for Sharkbot, who likes to open with one base. He's not going to get caught off guard with a quick expand or something along those lines. So we'll just have to see how well Straylock can execute it, because I do see a SCV across the map, and I suspect this is going to be some sort of proxy.
Oh yeah, I've got our barracks going up already. This is going to be some early pressure here. Again, it depends what build Sharkbot likes to put down, because he does like to proxy a lot as well, and could get into some base race scenarios. But he has found the proxy from Strelok straight away. And
Oh wow.
if he can take out the SCV here before it finishes building, that's going to be a huge advantage.
Yeah, this is going to be trouble for Straylock. I kind of like how he gives a move command between each attack that keeps the probe from getting stuck, which is sometimes happens.
So it doesn't look like either of these barracks is going to finish, and Strelok already in some big trouble here, I think.
Yeah, replacement SCVs do get sent when the SCV dies, but not preemptively expecting it to die.
It's going to be a while, yeah. And already Sharkbot has 2 gateways up before Strelok even has a single offensive building ready to go.
Yeah, and no replacement SCV for the second barracks either. So maybe... Yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen here. I expect he should be able to get this barracks done now. As long as he gets a bounce from this SCV.
Yeah, it looks like that's finally done.
And a tech lab, so I guess it was going to be some sort of marauder thing.
Marauders.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, we have Sharkbot throwing up a proxy of his own. Both players denying the opponent's third base.
Yep. Strelok launching Order 66 to kill all humans, but wait, he's the only human in the game.
Yeah, that's like, in this game, that's a suicide plea.
Yeah. Strelok, I think you've got the wrong infection.
So killing this barracks in construction will actually be good for Straylock because it doesn't look like he has any intention of finishing it, which means if they force the cancel, that would be good for Straylock.
So, looks like first Marauder's out, but it's having some fun with this Zealot.
Yeah, it looks like the Zealot likes to kite backwards between hits, which is not what you want to do with a melee unit.
No. So another
Marauder on the way, and this one will have concussive shell ready, so I think you might be able to clean up actually both the Stalker and the Zealot with this.
Yeah, probably. So another SCV coming down to finish that barracks, maybe?
Oh, jeez. Now he decides to come 7 minutes later.
Yeah. So meanwhile, on the other side of the map, we have a few Stalkers warping in that looks like it's going to go into Strelok's main.
Yeah, this is the 4-gate build again. This time he has workers backing it up, although not enough workers. He's only got 14 of 16, so somehow he is cutting a bunch of workers in this build.
And interestingly, all of his Stalkers that were warped in at the other side of the map have decided to go back to help out the defense.
Or with the proxy at least, yeah.
Yeah.
Which denying stim would be pretty huge.
Yeah. I'm seeing if he's going to target that. It looks like he is. But deny the barracks, that's even better.
Yeah, which is another way to cancel stim as well.
Yep. That's the best way to cancel stim. Well, yeah, I guess it is. So now there's 0 army for Strelok, and
up 2 bases to 1, but he needs about 10 minutes before he can actually survive any sort of attack.
Yeah.
Sharkbot is going to give him about 10 seconds.
Well, he's on the way to build another one, so don't think that's your top priority now, Strelok. So yeah, I think Sharkbot done really well in this game by finding the proxy early, denying him any early Marauders, I think, and then just taking over with a superior army here.
Straylock just spent his entire bank on barracks.
Yeah.
I need units. Spend everything on barracks.
Well, if you don't have any, you probably have to go for it. He finally has one up, but I think we can probably call this one done. And that wall there is not...
break in and overrun.
Yeah.
See how good one Marauder with concussive shell does versus a 4-gate all-in.
Versus thousands of Stalkers. You literally got a Stalker swarm there. So yeah,
we speed up to see if he crashes.
Yep. It wouldn't be the first time. So GG, Sharkbot takes a 1-0 lead.
Has that happened before? Has a bot been like on cleanup mode and then crashed?
It did happen, I think, in the Season 7 tournament, and it was... I struggle to forget now. I think it was one of the reasonably good bots. I don't remember which bot it was. But yeah, it definitely happened in Season 7 tournament when one of the bots was literally had like two buildings left to kill and then crashed. We had to record it as a win for the other bot, but it's not the way you want to take a win, put it that way. So yeah, next up, Sharkbot Strelok on Juggernaut, whatever.
Yeah, that's correct.
That was the
No matter
correct
what you say, as long as you
pronunciation.
make some sort of J or G sound to start it, you win.
Yeah. So, give me a shout when you're ready to go.
Loading this replay will disconnect you from Blizzard services.
That's, well, you never liked Blizzard services anyway.
Yeah. I don't think there's been Blizzard service for StarCraft for quite a while, so there's nothing to disconnect us from.
Oh.
Yeah, so that worked out pretty well for Sharkbot. You know, it's opening up with a bunch of units is a great way to defeat a proxy gimmick.
Yep, definitely. Good to go.
Yeah, good when you are.
Going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, down in the bottom left, up 1-0. Looking to stay in this tournament, it is Sharkbot. And the top right, leaving a GLHF again with a cool emoji. It is Straylock. Yeah. So I wonder if Strelok will try the proxy again.
He loves his proxies versus Protoss, whether it's Cyclones or Reapers or Marines. But he's a monster in TVT just playing macro games. Like making even Micro Machine have to fight for victories. So yeah, I don't know. And then I don't even think I've ever even seen him play versus Erg before. So I can't even comment there. Building a barracks at home, though, I think that's a good sign.
Yeah.
I would like to see him just like get some units out and use his patented Straylock micro and defeat whatever aggression Sharkbot has planned that way.
I mean, he should be very good on defense, but yeah, as you say, once you get a start when you try and proxy 2 barracks and they both get their workers killed, it's never easy.
Yeah, that couldn't have gone any better for Sharkbot last game. Not only having a great build, a 4-gate, which would deal with it really easily, but then catching the proxy as well. So, Sharkbot looking for proxies yet again.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to find any this time, though. There is a barracks at home for Strelok. Maybe he learnt his lesson from the first one.
Sharkbot delivering some Vespian gas to the other side of the map, possibly to create a pylon.
I don't think pylons take Vespian, but yeah, it works out that way, I guess. Maybe it's just a present.
But once again, cutting worker production at home. And plus he has 4-on-1 gas guys. Just a really... Yeah, I don't know with this. You want to at least get to 16 workers, and then you can push out the army much quicker.
Still up on workers in Strelok, but yeah, it's not good to cut workers at that point.
Sometimes it's okay if you're doing something really gas intensive, like just Reapers or something like that. But speaking of Reapers, we do have one making quick work of a Zealot here. Well, I guess not quick work.
Not quick work. No,
easy work, but nothing is quick killing Zealots.
It's interesting going through those speed zones, though. Like, the Zealot almost caught him through there. But that's something that we won't see, unfortunately, again on the next patch. Speed zones don't exist on 4.10, I don't think.
4.10? I don't know. We got slow zones.
Yeah, slow zones
The
exist. I don't
speed
think
zones might be,
zones.
or no, maybe we don't even have slow zones. We may have ripped them out of the map.
No,
I'm not
I think
too
there
sure about
definitely
that.
are slow zones on 410, but speed zones I don't think exist. So,
The Zealot always goes down to one hit, and then the unit runs away. Reaper gone to one hit, run
oh,
away. Same thing with your
down to
Marauders
4
twice
hit
in a row.
points. But one thing that the Zealot did do, he did lead the Reaper directly to the proxy, which is probably not the best idea.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Marauders are deciding not to attack into that, and it's a good time to attack in before Warp Gate is complete. Sending his Marauders across the map instead, and we could end up in some sort of crazy base trade like scenario here, unless one bot decides to pull back to defend, because both of them are attacking now.
Yeah,
And it looks like Straylock's going to be the one to
like
choose to come
yeah.
back.
But it does have quite a nice Marauder-based army to defeat the Stalkers, especially with concussive shells. Yeah.
This could have working well for Strelok. Strelok closed the door on his own Marauder. Like the Stalker's near, close the door, and the Marauder didn't get in. But I like the fact that he's coming back from behind as well. I mean, so cutting with Marauders from all sides can be pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he kind of attacked one at a time, and now we got like seven Stalkers left over.
Yeah, and there's a tank in there as well now, so it's going to be very hard for him to push up this ramp.
Yeah, so this could kind of reset to a pretty even scenario. Assuming these Stalkers get wrecked by the tank, which I suspect will happen, but they have taken down the expansion of Straylock. This will be an interesting follow-up. Not sure who will be ahead after this engagement.
Well, I think Sharkbot does have a very huge army lead at the moment. If he can just kind of keep Strelok pinned back and then try and expand behind it, I think that's probably the best strategy at the moment. But I don't think
that
it's in
doesn't
his
sound
nature.
like a 4-gate type strategy,
No.
though. 4-gate sounds like make units A move, go win.
Yeah.
And against a wall with 2 siege tanks in range of the wall.
Yeah, that's
like just to get vision of the top of the ramp, he has to walk within range of 2 siege tanks.
This happens so much in PvT games where the Protoss is winning, but you just can't push in. And you just have to kind of sit back and expand and keep him pinned, really.
Yeah, and human play, like containing with a handful of Stalkers can be so annoying for us.
Yeah.
The Terran is using units like siege units, like siege tanks or liberators, because you can't really push out with those units too easily.
Yeah.
So I think what the scenario that Sharkbot needs here is he needs to go back and regroup, which I think his bot does somewhat, and then draw these siege tanks out into the open, which is what's happening right now. I'm at 625. I'm not sure where you are around the same time or not.
625, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so now if he can pick off these
having Blink
siege tanks now that they're away from the wall.
He's retreating. Oh.
Even an SCV to repair, though.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, unfortunately a little too passive. Don't want to jump on it.
I feel like if he didn't actually retreat there and just sort of like push straight in, he would actually have taken out all of those tanks.
Yeah. Especially if, like, I'm not sure if any bot actually does this, but if you move inside the minimum range of the siege tank.
Yeah.
So if you get on top of the tank can't fire.
Yeah. And
I severely doubt any bot takes advantage of that, though.
Yeah, the other thing is if there's other tanks behind that, then the tank you're on top of also takes full damage.
Yeah.
Okay, it does look like he's going to be able to take out this position here. And what does Sharkbot have behind there now? A huge amount. Oh! I've just seen there is some Banshees going straight into the main. And Sharkbot has no vision of this at all.
Yeah, this game is already looking great for Straylock, but now he appears like he's going to empty the mineral line yet again.
Yeah.
With Sharkbot. It's not good to be a Sharkbot probe.
No.
Maybe that's why they don't volunteer to be produced at the beginning of the game.
Actually, like the probe that survived longest is often the proxy one. So like there must be some kind of competition of like, I want to go proxy, I want to go proxy.
Yeah, had that defensive shield of a Vespian node in
Yeah.
its mouth.
Yeah. You can't die with Vespian in your mouth as a probe. It's impossible.
So Cloak has expired. The Soccer should win this fight with the way the bench is being microed. However, with no workers left and no workers mining minerals and less than 50 minerals, there is no comeback mechanic.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to...
killing blow coming from Straylock.
I think we're going to have to fast forward this. And GG there. Strelok will even up the series.
And we got our first ace match of the day.
Yeah, it should be a good one.
Unless there's a crash.
No, it won't be. Strelok is too good for that. So yeah, that was a really close game there. I think if Sharkbot had just backed off a bit and kind of regrouped, then possibly could have taken that one. But I don't think it's really in his nature.
Yeah, I could have seen that happening too. And we know that Straylock's tanks were trying to get across the map. So just allowing them to get outside their wall and then pushing back in might have been enough.
Yeah.
And it did kind of happen, but there just wasn't enough Protoss units at that point, and
yeah,
he pulled back from the tanks.
That was good fun. Okay, so we have our ace match up on Oxide this time. So yeah, should be a good one. Oxide's an interesting map. I kind of like it, but no, it's quite small, I think, isn't it? So it's going to be limited positions for proxies. That's if they
I'm wondering if Sharkbot will switch back to the proxy void ray build now that it's lost with the 4 gates.
Yeah, that would be a fun build to have. Give me a shout when you're ready to go.
Yeah, I'm just going into the replay now, waiting on the countdown.
Cool.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, just give me 1 sec. All right, going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, and top right. In the ace match in the series, it is Strelok. And back down in the bottom left, the looking to save his tournament life. It is the most polite bot on the scene. It is Sharkbot. Can we give him that title?
Love.
The most polite bot on the scene. Is that a real kind of like title we can give out? I guess.
I'd actually be more interested in the opposite of that. I want to see like which bot can be the most bad mannered and trash talking.
Well, you say that, but isn't there one bot that reacts to its opponent's messages? Is that Tia, or does Tia do it?
Mine does. Anibot is known for it as well.
Oh yeah, Anibot, yeah.
Micro Machine's a bit of a trash talker, although not really in a responding manner.
Yeah, we should.
And then Straylock is, he's infected with a virus sometimes.
Yeah, Vladimir Putin.exe.
Yep. In ProBots, I actually typed, my bot typed Y, or do you want to download Putin.exe? Yes or yes.
Yes.
And then later, when his bot was complaining that I was worker rushing him, I blamed it on Putin.exe. So there was like a whole storyline to his chat that went on in ProBots.
We're going to get like entire long kind of like backstories from each bot in the chat back and forth at some point, I think. It's going to become more of a competition than the actual Starcraft 2 games.
Yeah, bot scene story mode.
But Sharkbot would be our hero every time. And then we'd have an array of villains.
Okay, so we got a different build out of Sharkbot this time. He's going Cyber and a second gas before taking his second gateway.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's planning to push up towards a 4 gates. Meanwhile, we have an expand again out of Straylock. So it looks like Straylock's sticking with the winning strategy, repeating the build that worked well for him last game.
And the robots.
Zealot and Probe heading out. Uh-oh, here's the infection.
Oh no. Kill all humans. Again, Strelok, you're not playing against humans. That's what he said in the first game. He didn't say that in the second game. I mean, are we seeing a pattern?
Again, this Cell survives the couple hits left.
Every time. 24 hit points this time. That's almost like new, I think, for him.
Don't know what to make of this. No proxy pylon, and we do have a fast robo.
Yeah.
Sharkbot got his worker count up a little bit quicker this time. I like to see that. He must have been
no,
prioritizing some proxy stuff over his worker production last game.
Yeah, but still no warp gate tech coming out from Sharkbot yet, I think.
You're right. Yeah, it hasn't been started. So we do have Immortals being chrono boosted, though. That's never a bad thing. Immortals are pretty good at living up to their name, and also pretty good at trashing Cyclones and Marauders, which are favorite units of Straylock.
Yeah, the only units they're really weak against is mass marines, but Strelok is not really known for mass marine strategy, especially against Protoss.
Yeah. Actually, I may even take it back against the Cyclone. Cyclones in the hands of a bot are probably pretty good against Immortals.
Yeah.
Just hanging outside the range.
Yeah,
but I think Immortal, like 3 shots of Cyclone. It's very quick to do the damage.
But bot-controlled Cyclones are very powerful, though.
All right, a Forge coming down, a second gateway. Warp gate is on the way.
Finally.
Oh, yeah, so it's a couple macro
and he's got an
these guys.
He's got an expansion.
Nice. Yeah.
That's
nice variety of games out of these 2 bots.
Yeah. Makes me wonder how many builds
we're looking around for proxies and hidden bases.
Yeah. Again, Sharkbot playing very passive and going into tank range. I think if he would have done that earlier, it possibly would have taken down the tank.
Yeah, for sure. An undefended tank against an Immortal is death.
There's a nice repair there on the tank as well.
Yeah, so it looks like the tank is the magic ingredient versus Sharkbot.
Yeah.
Doesn't quite have the micro to handle it very well.
I mean, I'm scared of tanks as well, so I can't blame it.
Any unit that can shoot further than it can see is super annoying.
Yeah.
Because it'll like shoot and you'll see it then, and then it'll disappear again back into the fog of war because it's outside your vision range, and then your bot's like, oh, there's no tank anymore. Let me just walk up here, and then you get nailed again by it, and then repeat that process.
It's really annoying. It's something you can't really code against, but as a human, you know it's there. But as a bot author, it's very difficult to code that kind of thing.
Yeah, I just kind of remember any unit that has a really long range, like a Tempest or a Siege tank or.
But the problem then becomes that it can also move, which is, you can't always just be assuming it's there, I guess.
Yeah. When I say remember, I mean like for like 2 seconds or something like that. Although I was thinking for units that can't move, I would just remember them forever until I see an update. So like a sieged up tank, for instance, can't move.
Yeah, but
a sieged up liberator can't move. So things like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how well if that'd be good or bad idea.
What says invisible men? Is he going DTs?
Probably referring to the Banshee, I would think.
Possibly. That's more of an invisible ship rather than a man. Although I'm guessing a man is in it.
Yeah. Or like an invisible.
Yeah.
What is a Banshee? Some sort of wraith. Oh wait, I just realized there's Banshee and Wraith. Those are the 2 Terran flying units, and they're related in subject matter.
Yeah. And they have ghosts as well.
Yeah, that's true.
So, they're going very supernatural.
Observer is out now, though. No, Zealots! Stay on the tank! Do not retreat!
Oh. What are they doing? Just get in there and kill it. There we go. There's some nice little kiting from that Marine. That's nicely done there. It's something that bots do very well as well. It's just kiting everything really.
Yeah. Except with zealots.
Yeah.
I think for zealot, you should probably just never kite.
Yeah.
Once you're committed to attacking, just let the A move happen. Right?
Yeah, I mean, even if
backing
you've got
up
charge,
is usually a poor choice.
yeah, there's a reason that zealots have charge going forward, but can't charge going back. Well, these shield batteries are doing some pretty good work there. They're starting to be taken down. There is no overcharge, unfortunately. Sharkbot, where is your overcharge? I don't think it would really matter at the moment.
No. Yeah, one immortal, and the immortal just wanted to run away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice micro game out of Straylock, which I think is where he's at his scariest.
Yeah.
Nice to have the proxy builds to fall back on, but I think this should be like the default build.
Yeah. The proxy one definitely was a mistake, I feel. Especially against the bot that you know is probably going to proxy anyway.
It's what he normally does with Protest, though, and it does work a lot. I mean, he knocked out Blinker bots and Pro bots using a whole bunch of different proxies.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm probably going to call this one done unless you have any objections.
No. Great showing by Sharkbot, though.
Yeah.
I was just taking a look at the framework that it uses. It's really interesting. It's written in C#.
C# framework, yeah. No, it's pretty impressive, and I think with a few modifications, there's some very scary tactics in there. So yeah, unfortunately, Sharkbot will be leaving us, which means Strelok and Sharpened Edge will be going through to the next round. We just have to find out now in which order. So yeah, that's our final match of the evening will be Strelok versus Sharpened Edge, which is in the correct folder this time, you'll be happy to know.
Yeah. I find it's easier, I think, just to exit StarCraft 2 between games. And then double click the replay file and it puts you right into the replay.
Yeah, I think so. It's weird because it was working perfectly for the last tournaments. They must have changed something.
Yeah, it doesn't think the replay is on the same version, even though it is, which is weird.
I don't know. It's strange. All right.
They are on the right version, right? You loaded the StarCraft client before you ran the replays?
It definitely is. Yeah.
Okay.
It's on the exact same version as the ladder version at the moment. Right, give me a shout when you're ready to go. We have Sharpened Edge versus Strelok starting up on Lightshade.
Ready to go.
Cool. Going in 3, 2, 1, go. And hopefully it should switch over to game capture. There we go. Oh, Strelok now wishing good luck. It doesn't have its little emoji thing.
Someone's got to share the love, though, since Sharkbot has gone to the scrap pile.
Unfortunately so. Sharpened Edge being its usual warning about sharpened edges, functional edge, I guess. No. Anyone here under 4 years? No. I think we're okay.
It took me an embarrassingly long time to realize all the Sharpie framework bots use some sort of variant of a knife name. Whether it's Rusty or Blunty or Sharpie.
Yes, Sharpie, Rusty, Blunty, and then there was one other, wasn't there, that I can't remember the name of. But yeah, Sharpened Edge definitely has a number of decent tactics, and Imphy did actually put in an update for this, so I'm not sure how much of an update.
Yeah, quite a few strong builds out of Sharpened Edge.
Yeah.
He's got a good cannon rush. He's got like a one-base Tempest build. I think those are the two bad builds. I think the other ones even get stronger than that. So
yeah,
Does wall out the probe, so the probe is not going to be able to go in and do its normal shenanigans of messing with the
Yeah, I'm
producing
disappointed.
SCVs.
I'm disappointed. There's definitely not going to be a cannon rush this time. We already have a Cyber core up. I want to see the sharpened edge cannon rush at some point.
Unfortunately, though, since that probe is so close, Straylock has closed the door. So this SCV that's attempting to leave his base can't get out as well.
Well, that's
So he's
weird.
trapped his own SCV inside his base. I'm not sure if that was going to be a proxy or just a scout or what it was.
Oh, this is brilliant because that probe just blocked the barracks from landing.
Yeah,
okay.
and that's a one-time command. Okay, no, okay, he figured it out.
That's good.
I thought that was going to be permanently floating from that point forward.
So yeah, unfortunately, we seem to be using a pirated copy of Strelok. So Armageddon, who makes Strelok.
Yeah, I mean,
if you can supply us with a non-pirated copy, will be good. Vladimir Putin.exe will not run on my machine.
yeah, Strelok's just flexing though. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna win this tournament, while at the same time I'm mining bitcoins.
Yeah.
I don't need all that processing power.
Apparently, we've won the Scotland lottery, but there isn't a There is a Scottish lottery. There is not a Scotland lottery, and I think the Scotland lottery would be a lottery to win the whole of Scotland. But
nice. I think I'd still rather win a regular lottery.
Yeah, I'd rather win the Scottish lottery.
Which rain.
Money would be
weird
better.
accents.
Yeah. It's fine. They have weird dresses and kilts and everything. But yeah, so getting back to the game, of course, a huge amount of attacks so far. We've got a couple of marauders out from Strelok that are murdering these stalkers. But yeah.
Murder-suicide there? Killing each other?
Yeah. Well, it was more of a double murder rather than...
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
When you got concussive shell, though, I consider that suicide if you can't kill one stalker.
Yeah, probably.
And on top of that, come on. What do we got? It's an oracle coming out of Sharpened Edge. That's interesting.
Yeah. It's interesting that he has decided not to proxy that. When he's the oracles coming out this early, he proxied over the other side of the map. But this one's going to get Fiend. So
We're not getting much done, but we're pretty close in economy here. Both expanded around similar time. Worker counts are about even. Yeah. When you include mules. Yeah, so just nice solid macro game out of both players here. Oh man, these SCVs are really scared of the Oracle.
Yeah.
Cutting all of his mining at that base.
A lot of mining time, but he's not losing many of them, which is a good thing. So yeah, I think he's almost out of energy as well.
Yeah, Protoss authors hallucinate Oracle, send it at Straylock's mineral line, win the game. Look at that reaction. Every SCV is not mining.
Yeah, he didn't actually. He used up all his energy, but he didn't actually sort of like shoot much stuff. So yeah, he didn't lose many workers, but the lost mining time there was pretty significant.
Yeah, only killed one worker, and yet it's still one of the best Oracle attacks I've ever seen because it shut down almost all of their mining.
If we say in chat that it's sheep herding, the Oracle sheepdog. That's.
Enchi and Cloak coming out of Straylock. See if he can return the damage or not. No, don't hallucinate Phoenix. So, SCVs aren't scared of Phoenix.
No. Well, they are building a couple of missile turrets in the mineral line now, which should keep them a little bit safe. So, coming across with some void rays, and tanks are not good into void rays. Oh.
Yeah, Straylock's just kind of walking out units one at a time, and meanwhile, Sharpened Edge stage back and build up an army. Now it's pushing out, and all of a sudden, despite the economies being more or less even throughout the game, just an overwhelming army advantage for Straylock. Yeah. These trapped SCVs under his reactor barracks are actually doing a great job at killing the zealots. The zealots can't get at them.
Yeah, so it does look like the Void Ray was taken down, but he is getting rid of a lot of workers here from Strelok.
Yeah, Cloak is about to finish though, so this Banshee is going to have an easy time. Can it be enough to deal with so many Stalkers though? I noticed that the Banshee is killing the weak Stalkers. That's good news. 2 Stalkers down already. 3, 4.
Yeah, I think it's going to clear up the Stalkers fine, but the Void Ray is going to be a bit more of a problem, I think.
Yeah, Void Ray's low. Maybe a couple Marines popping out in a second. Yeah. Okay, there they go.
So that pretty much shut down that attack.
Straylock has survived, but at what cost?
Yeah, that
1.5 base income versus 4 base now.
Yeah, that Banshee's about to run out of energy, so it can be taken down now.
Get that last shot off.
Still,
what are you doing?
No. Oh, is it gonna actually take it? Oh wow! The Stalker survived, and the Banshee did not.
And that's my cue to pause for a couple seconds. I guess I was ahead.
Sorry, I'm on 748 moment.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Sorry. But yeah, it's a similar kind of army composition to the first wave of attacks now coming across. Oh, there is a tank
single siege tank harass squad on the 3rd. Harassing the Nexus itself.
Oh, the Zealot's going after the Reaper and not the tank.
Yeah, at least that Stalker finally died.
Yeah. But so there was a observer in the line there. Unfortunately, I got taken down. So any more Banshees could be quite effective. But you're still dealing with 4 base Protoss here. It's going to be very tough to hold.
Yeah, I mean, Orko goes down, but we still are on 1 base economy from Straylock. He's down 70 army supply. It's just a question of when rather than who is going to win this game.
Yeah.
Another push coming out of Sharpened Edge. Maybe this will be the finishing blow. Pretty good kiting out of these Vikings. Going to make good work of these
the target selection from the Void Rays is not good. It's going into turret range and it's targeting SCVs more than anything else, which is deals less damage to SCVs than something like a base or a Viking.
Yeah. I mean, you can trade 1 Void Ray for 1 Marine, and it's still good for Sharpened Edge, just because of the economic lead.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anything you lose can be replaced. Anything Straylock loses is very difficult to replace. But when it's said and done, it looks like 8 Stalkers are remaining, and just a high ground siege tank to deal with them. This could be the end of the natural base.
Yeah.
And with the main base down to 3 mineral patches, the end of the natural will be the end of this game.
I think so. I think that that siege tank on the top there is going to be a big deciding factor. If Sharpened Edge can get that down, I think it's over. But I think it's probably over anyway.
But Straylock is officially on 3 patches now with the loss of the natural.
Yeah.
Worker count down to 17 and dropping. Siege tank finally goes down. And even a Tempest in here.
I think we're going to call it there, guys. That's the first game win for Sharpened Edge. If there's any chance.
Very nicely done.
Yeah. I think the problem with Strelok was it tried to just filter its units in 1 by 1 without landing a full decisive attack.
Yeah, the openers were like very even. It was just that trickle of Marauders going across, doing nothing and dying that made the army advantage so massive for Sharpened Edge.
Yeah. Well, we will be going into game 2 in just a moment.
I think if that Marauder trickle starts well, like if he starts by picking off a Stalker or 2, maybe it'll compound into a massive victory.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't start well, then the trickle afterwards just
It's going
is
to be
just like throwing away
problematic.
marauders.
Yeah. So anyway, give me one moment. So game 2 now. It will be on Dethora. That's actually one of my favourite maps as well. The Aura of Death. It's supposed to be, I guess.
Game 2. So both these bots are advanced, correct? So this is just more about seeding at this point.
This is for seeding for the next stage.
Yeah, so top 2 bots out of 3 for each group will make it through to the next round. And with Sharky losing to both of these bots, Sharky will be the one bot out.
Yeah, unfortunately. Give me a shout when you're ready to go. Okay. It's going in 3, 2, 1, go. Cool. So sharpened edge up 1-0 in the top left. And then bottom right, it is Straylock looking to come back and take the first place seed in the group, which will be important actually, because the winner of this group will face the second place in Group B, and the second place in this group will face the winner of Group B, which includes Spiny and Flormbot as well, and Tier. So some very scary bots coming in the next round. So getting the first place in this group is going to be quite important.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe not so much actually. All 3 of those bots sound pretty scary.
Yeah.
So, it's not like a bot, it's not like the other group is like Micro Machine and a couple of scrubs, right? Where you really want to finish first so you don't have to face a Micro Machine. In this case, like Tier, I don't want to face Tier. Spiny, I don't want to face Spiny. And Stormbot, I hear, is pretty good, although I don't know too much about him.
So Swarmbot's quite new. He's only been on ladder a few weeks, but made an instant impact. Looking forward to seeing him in the tournament, actually. I think it's going to be a really fun evening tomorrow. So that's same time tomorrow for anyone wanting to tune in. But first off, we've got a small matter of this match. See if Strelok can come back. Looks like a similar kind of build.
Looks like that probe does get in this time, just barely.
Let's take a good look around.
I like that. Harass the producing SCV until you lose your shields. Run around a bit until you have shields again, and then go back to harassing that SCV.
Yeah. Something that Protoss does very well. But unfortunately, it looks like a bit of a suicide mission for this probe.
Yeah, the longer he stays alive though, the longer the door stays closed.
Yeah.
Okay, there. Now the SCV can finally get back into mining again. Reaper heading across. Gonna go take a look at that Protoss base, which has opened double gateway. So we've seen this before at a Sharpened Edge, a double gateway opener, but I can't remember what it leads to.
Well, it's leads to a depth pressure, I think. Be interesting to see how Strelok deals with the adept pressure once it comes out. I think it's similar to what he used against Sharkbot, especially if Strelok seems to be filling our stream with chat messages and messages that we might win the whole of Scotland.
Definitely.
So yeah, still fairly even, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the Reaper's job is mainly just to scout, so he got the information, it saw the Twilight, and it picked off a probe, which is, decent value.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no way in.
And he does have a much faster natural base. Unfortunately, again, that closed off wall is messing up his SCVs.
Yeah.
And there they go. But they're only able to go to their death because there is a adept waiting for him on the low ground. One Hellion out. That should be good to deal with the adept if he opens his door.
Oh, it looks like the adept is in. I don't think it's taken out any workers so far. Oh yeah, it's taken out 2 SCVs so far.
Now, one thing you would definitely want to close the door for is the Adept Shades as well, but that's the one thing that he doesn't block.
Yeah.
Oh, one more shot. Oh no.
Yeah, it's the problematic with SCVs. They take 3 shots to kill from an adept, whereas Protoss probes only take 2.
Yeah.
Wait, I think
Adept's doing 22 damage per hit, so they'd also 2-shot a drone, even though drones
yeah,
instantly regenerate 1 hit point. So it's only the SCV that can survive the 2-shot.
yeah,
Blink is almost done. Whole bunch of stalkers moving out.
yeah.
Helene does go down. And we got Cloak and Banshee coming again, which worked out well for him last game. It really helped him stay alive at a point in the game where he should most likely have been dead. And 1 Cyclone. But again, just kind of seeing the unit trickle going across the map. Another Reaper moving out to probably accomplish nothing, as will this Hellion.
Yeah.
And I'm worried that we're going to see a repeat of the previous game.
Well, one thing it seems to be doing is it seems to be keeping Sharpened Edge's army back in his base, which is a good thing because it delays the attack, but it does mean that when the attack does come, it's going to be that much stronger. And there's a Banshee that's going to pass through straight here. Oh, it's seeing the Banshee coming in.
So given how last game went, I guess this is probably good for Straylock. We kind of know what happens when the Banshee defends. But what happens if it gets on the offense? Can it wipe out the mineral line? And can Straylock somehow stay alive at home without the Banshee?
This is a pretty scary attack coming across here. Even if it takes out the entire mineral line, I don't like Strelok's chances.
Well, remember Straylock can give up his natural base.
Yeah.
Basically, if he can kill that mineral line, all he has to do is not die. You lose the natural,
Yeah.
you can give up all your SCVs, just don't die. Which is still asking a lot because we got 2 Cyclones and a Raven, which is not much of an army here. 3 Cyclones now. Okay, that's getting looking a little better.
But still, there is a lot of Stalkers there. And they're very well microed Stalkers as well.
Yeah, blinking back once they get that lock-on buff. Even to blink forward, although not too successful. Meanwhile, at home, it looks like there's no... Oh, the Banshee came back. Bad Banshee.
Okay.
You had one job, Banshee, and was not to come home.
No, you're not welcome at home. And the worst thing was, it came back and it's already used up most of its energy. So it's got... Oh no, it's got a little bit of energy left, so that's alright.
Yeah. I think this is actually a second Banshee now.
Okay.
The original Banshee that came back has already died.
Ah.
Yeah, he's got 4 energy left, so maybe a couple more soccer kills before he goes down.
Yeah, those
which
Vikings,
I do not believe will be enough.
Those Vikings aren't really going to do much unless they land.
Yeah, the Vikings and the Raven. Yeah, I don't know about those unit selection choices.
It's basically.
He saw the Twilight, he saw the Robo. I don't think you need to be worrying about air units or detection given that. Maybe detection because of the Twilight. But...
Yeah. But it looks like that... Sharpened Edge will take this one. Nice little blink forward there.
So 3 Vikings and a Raven. If that was 4 more Banshees, this would have been a pretty simple hold because that cloak research is so powerful at the start of the game.
Now, there are some observers around, but...
Yeah. But they weren't at the start, I don't think. I could be wrong.
Alright, just 1 worker left from Strelok. I think we can probably call this done. So, Sharkbot, Sharpened Edge will win this group. And
yeah, so no big upsets here. I think this worked out about how people would have expected.
Yeah.
Sharpened Edge proving that it's still one of the top bots.
I don't know. I think
Straylock.
possibly Strelok was maybe the slight favourite for this, but yeah, it wouldn't have been surprised either way, to be honest.
I don't know. I still think
Yeah.
Sharpened Edge might be the best Protoss bot. It's
Yeah.
definitely up there. Straylock is a little hit or miss.
Yeah. So congratulations to Sharpened Edge and to Strelok. So they've both made
Yeah.
it through. So
Both moving on, and they'll be facing the winner of or
Yep.
the top two out of Spiny Swarm bot. Is that right? And
just take a look at the groups here. So Sharpened Edge obviously on top with a 2-0. Perfect map score. Strelok in second place, 1-1. And Sharkbot unfortunately drops out. And tomorrow we'll be showing Group B, which is Spiny, Tia, and Swarmbot. Really looking forward to that. I kind of expect Spiny and Tia to go through. Swarmbot's still quite a new bot. He's been a little bit impressive, but we'll have to see. Always in there with a shout.
yeah, Spiny and Tier is always a good fight. Tier often actually coming out ahead in the macro games, but I think Spiny might have put a little bit more work into his macro game than Tier. With that said, macro games may not matter because these are also two of the best sniping bots that exist out there, always pulling out their magic builds to find the
You can
victories
always
that
rely
you
on
wouldn't
Tier
think of.
to pull out something good for a tournament.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
they're both micro machine killers.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you very much for joining us and coming on.
Yeah.
We'll be back here tomorrow. We have Elad coming on the stream tomorrow, which should be good. He's going to help us see over. So I think we'll have you back at some point next week, if that's all right, Ketra.
Yeah.
With you.
Just let me know.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for coming on. Thanks everyone for
So
tuning in.
see you guys tomorrow.
And see you tomorrow.